We're so glad you're here with us on this beautiful popcorn Sunday. Yes, isn't that a wonderful smell wafting through the sanctuary? All right, and to whet your appetite for some music, we'd like you to stand and join us on our first sing-along song written by our very own Karen Ellen and Rick Dale called The Power.
What
Here, let's there is no distance that it doesn't reach. There is no kingdom that it cannot teach. There is no good that cannot be attained. The power of love that is no need to resist. We have the power that comes from within. We have the power to heal any sin. We have the power to reach every goal. We have the power of spirit in our soul. We have the power that comes from within. We have the power to heal any sin. We have the power to reach every goal. We have the power of spirit in our soul. We have the power. 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 We have the power.
Good morning, San Clemente. Well, that was just so much fun to see the set and feel the vibe from Friday night's show and to be here with all of you. It's just a little bit of paradise, isn't it? So welcome to our center this morning. I'm Patty Mercado, one of your assistant ministers, and it's my joy to be here with everyone to recognize and know that what we're doing and what we're being is life, is God, is that power, that perfect power. And that's in us and through us and as us all the time. So what a great way to celebrate together. And we'll begin the next part of our service with the Flames of Faith. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as Fred Mercado lights the last candle, let it represent the path that brought you here this morning. And I invite you to join with me in prayer, in consciousness. Recognizing one power, one source, one life, one energy, one cause. Consciousness, divine mind, infinite love, eternal life. Everywhere present in all of its entirety, this one mighty moving power continues to reveal itself effortlessly, expressing that which it is. It does so without hesitation. It does so simply out of its own self-awareness, its self-givingness. It loves. And in that love, all is made known. And so I know that that love is right here, right now, making itself known by means of each one of us, by means of all life. That perfect power right here, right now, making itself known by means of each one of us. Each one of us expressing the divinity of God within. That love ripples. It ripples in all of our lives. It ripples into beautiful, creative expressions of life. And so I know that that mighty moving power is right here. And each one of us is tuning into it in a greater way. Each one of us is opening that portal through which life is being expressed in a greater way, making welcome truth, making welcome the divinity of God. And so I know for each of us that this morning unfolds with joy, it unfolds with reverence and awe. It unfolds with absolute gratitude for this beautiful life that is God's life, that is our life. And that as we have come together to celebrate this truth, this wholeness, this oneness, this infinite life, we do so freely, joyfully, in deep gratitude. For I know that the blessing is upon us. And so with my heart filled with that gratitude, filled with joy and appreciation for all that is unfolding, for the good that continues and cannot be stopped, I simply say, thank you, God. And I release this word upon a perfect law. I know it is done. I simply allow it to unfold. I let go and I let God. Please know this with me. And so it is. Thank you. And I'm inviting Ricky Dale up to lead us in our declaration and affirmation.
Thank you, Patty. Okay, are we ready to read our Declaration of Principles? Read with me. I believe in God, the one creative intelligence, operating through the universe and operating throughout my entire being, now and always. I believe this perfect spirit operates upon the law of mind and creates my experience exactly according to my belief. I believe this perfect creative intelligence can be used by me and by every other person to produce health, abundance, and love in mind, body, and total life experience. I use it now, and I rejoice in it, and so it is. And now our affirmation. It's short but beautiful. Today and every day, I shall live life to the fullest, and so it is.
Welcome, Karen Allen, Rick's already up there, Kimberly and Wade Wooldridge.
What's the word?
Wow.
Everywhere I go,
love. Love, love, love.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. They said, say the word. Wow. It's so great that the set is still here and that we have those memories fresh in our minds. Just a show of hands, who wasn't here Friday night? Was not here Friday night. I wanted to see who I'm talking to. Okay. So this is not shame. It's just information. That yes, very sad. It was an amazing, amazing evening, and the talent of our volunteers is off the charts. It is off the charts. It's incredible. And there are some things that I've never seen before, and I have to at least comment on them. Kimberly Wooldridge hopping onto the piano.
Yes.
And she was playing a part from Blazing Saddles, and it was so funny. It was, and Wade was also part of that, but that was, I've never seen anyone do that. I've seen movies with someone doing that, but she actually did it in front of us. So, and seeing Reverend Karen Allen in a red wig was also a pretty exceptional thing. Everybody was so good at whatever they did, and their talent is exceptional. That I was telling Wade after the show, to see him dance, singing in the rain, with an overcoat on and an umbrella, and he looked like he was maybe 130 pounds, a very small, slender person, because he was moving up and down these stairs and across the stage, and it was exceptional. And then the other thing, I just have to say, two other things. Rick brings tears to my eyes when he sings songs like Bring Him Home. It was exceptional. I don't think we could ever get a better recording of that. And then the other thing was Rita and Wade's duet with the dwarfs coming in was so funny. And those are songs that I really love. I didn't ever expect that I'd be roaring with laughter to All I Ask of You. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And every other soloist, every other group song, Diane's work and the brilliance of it. Because what you missed was everything was introduced with a movie clip. And it was just so exquisitely, wonderfully done.
Yes.
So, I know I'm going to acknowledge you all later, but would all of the people that were part of that show please stand so we can give you a lot of love right now. And then there were people on the periphery that worked. And so in addition to the choir members, who else worked on that show? Someone standing at the back worked very hard. Pam Rock worked on that show. Brandon Thank you. It really does take a village.
Yes.
And we're so grateful for all the talent and the wonderful givingness of spirit, and for everyone who showed up, because without an audience, there wouldn't have been a necessity for the show either. So finally, I get to my message. My message this morning is, I'll think of it because I want to say it the right way. But Ernest's essay was titled, The Power Within Us. The Power Within Us. Is that right? The force. Thank you, Rick, because if I didn't say it right, then I wouldn't have the rest. The force is within us. The force is within us, and why that's important to have the right words, because even though it is the power, it's also the force, and it's a play on words that the force is within us. F-O-R-C-E is within us, as well as the forces within us, as Ernest wrote. So the force is within us, and it is a power for good, and we are using it all the time. We are using it, and as Dr. Ken Gordon is fond of saying, and it is using us because we are its ambassadors of love. We are the hands and feet of the divine. We are the voices of God. We are love's expression of itself. The force is within us and is expressing through us whenever we remember who we are. Whenever we remember that this thing delights in pleasing us, in being, moving through us as love, as health, as abundance, as creativity, and especially as connection. As connection. So the force is within us. And my colleague that was writing the notes for this one said it reminds her of Star Wars. I thought, Star Wars, I've heard of that. I'm probably one of the few people in the world that hasn't seen all of them. Even the first one I saw, I fell asleep in the last 10 minutes, which evidently is the most exciting part of the movie. But I would know because I fell asleep in it. And so that tells you a lot about me. But the Star Wars, all of the Star Wars are based on the same idea. And George Lucas, the creator of them, when asked if he had ever read The Science of Mind, which was right behind him as the guy was interviewing him, you could see it on his bookshelf, said, of course, where do you think I got the idea for the Force? Of course I've read The Science of Mind. But here's what I'd like to say about it. Because I did quickly preview one of the ones I could find on demand yesterday so that I would be able to have some personal knowledge right up to the end. And so I did The Force Awakens. And one of the things was that he depicted the Force. He depicted the Force as being this thing that you had to really concentrate on, work hard at. So as he was depicting this, the Force being used, especially when Darth Vader was using it, or his characters were using it, there was this great effort. And what we know is that isn't the way it works at all. It doesn't work that way. It works like a whisper. It works like a releasing, letting go, accepting, allowing. Then it's when it's working. The presence of God is always working through each one of us, but it doesn't, and it does depend on our focus, our clear idea, but it doesn't take effort or willpower. It's the opposite of that. It doesn't take either effort or willpower, it takes clarity. Do you know what you want? Do you know, as Reverend Patty's wonderful meditation about the qualities of God, what quality of God is it that you're longing to have more expression of? Is it the quality of love? Is it the quality of abundance? Is it the quality of peace, of freedom, of power? What is it? Because underlying every heart's desire, there is a greater idea. It's the idea of what is it within me, what is it within you that you'll have more expression of by having that quality present in your life. And always, when we listen, we get the answer immediately. What is it? Is it life? Is it freedom? Is it beauty? Is it peace? Whatever it is, the answer in the universe is always yes, 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 my beloved. Yes. Unlike this little story that I'm going to segue to. So a man was sitting reading the morning newspaper, and his wife came up behind him and hit him with a frying pan. He was quite shocked. So he said, what was that all about? And she said, it's about the note I found in your pocket. It said, Mary Lou, and it had some numbers. She said, who is this Mary Lou? And he said, oh, darling, that's the horse I was betting on. Never mind that. That was just a horse that was racing. And so the next day, he's reading the paper, and she hits him with a bigger frying pan and actually knocks him out. When he wakes up, he said, "What was that all about?" He said, "Your horse called." So it is it's not particularly spiritual, but the truth always out. The truth always comes out, right? We always can see the truth because no matter what it is we're pretending, the truth always makes itself known and always comes out, comes fully visible, fully visible. Wallace Wattles, who many of us have read and read and read and read, says that this thinking stuff that is the universe penetrates and permeates every cell of the universe. Penetrates, permeates, and is this thing, and it will bring into our experience exactly what it is that we believe. What it is that we believe, what we're planting in that divine mind will become our experience because the force is within us, and it's a force for good. So when you're thinking about what you want, just make sure it harms no one else, that it really is something that you want, not something someone else wants for you, but something you want. And then go for it. Allow it. You don't have to have that strong willpower like Ray, the heroine in the movie I watched, was being demonstrated to her. Actually, when she finally got that light saber, thank you, the lightsaber, it was simply hers by right of consciousness. It didn't go to the bad guy, it went to her. There it was. And I guess that's the way it works. Well, that's the way it works in George Lucas films. But what if there isn't any power of evil, which there isn't? Ernest Holmes says, we do not deny the appearance of evil. What we deny is the necessity for it. It's not needed, it's not necessary. It's only our false beliefs that bring it into our existence, into our perception, And the wisest teachers of every denomination, Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, every single wise teacher has said the same thing. So it isn't something that we have dibs on. Everybody says the same thing about this. And so that reminds me of Jesus and his wonderful works. And if you just imagine, at the time Jesus was preaching, what he did was gather to him the outcasts, the people in society that were not the in crowd, were not wealthy, the ones that were fishers of men, and he said, drop everything and follow me. And they did, or at least some of them did. The ones that we know about did. And what he taught them was these things and greater ye shall do. So, but he didn't want to be made the great exception. But he was teaching his disciples to learn how to think, how to live, how to create a life that was filled with what they did want, beauty and joy and love, and not what they didn't want. And Reverend Barbara Brew, who put some of these ideas together, included a poem that I'm going to share with you. I can't tell you who wrote this poem. It might have been her, but it was strange because everything else she had credited to the sources that I really like it, and I think you will too. So, source unknown, author unknown, and here's what she says. Here's what that writer says. It's called called I Am That. I wish that you could see what I see. The light which connects you all to each other. The light which connects you to me. For I am that which thou art. When Jesus met each disciple, he said, lay down your tools and follow me. No one said, in a minute, Lord. Wait for me, I must go to the store, go to work, go to the gym, take a shower, feed the dog. They simply followed their heart, laid down their old lives, and walked. And they learned that surrender leads to grace. For I am that which thou art. They knew that they were not perfect people, that they had each had a past, had made mistakes, hurt people they loved, hurt themselves. And when the master knelt down and washed their feet, they discovered that they were all worthy and divine. No one more or less than the other. They became a family. And they learned that they were each magnificent children of God. For I am that which thou art. They fed each other on faith and love. They found that the transformation is not always easy. They saw that when one stepped out to walk on water to live in freedom, sometimes fear creeps in, and our old self reaches out to swallow us. And rather than leaving him to drown in his self-doubt, they pulled him up and said, try again, brother. And they learned that the work is inside, and surrounded by love, anything is possible. For I am that which thou art. They heard a prayer. They heard a prayer which says, forgive, and we are forgiven. As we forgive those who trespass against us. They heard that forgiveness of self comes first. And when one betrayed himself and therefore betrayed them all, they knew it could have been any one of them. Knowing that they could not condemn another, and they learned that to forgive is divine. For I am that which thou art. Love one another. Remember in every moment, beauty and grace are within you. Surrender to your highest good. Forgive one another. Cup each other's hearts in the palm of your hands. Hold each other above the water. Surround each other with love and wash each other's feet. Look always into each other's eyes and remember, I know that you can see what I see, the light that connects us all. I know that you can see what I see, the light that connects us all. For I am that which thou art, and thou art that which I am. I am that which thou art, and thou art that which I am. And so how do we do that? How do we remember? There's some really simple tools. A simple tool. I'm going to give you one. And that is an affirmation that you could say morning and night. If you said it 20 times in the morning and then 20 times at night, just before you were going to sleep, just as you were getting up, whichever way that is, whichever way it is, your life in a week would be different. If you were really brave and did it for a month, you would transform yourself. And that is just this simple affirmation. Every day, in every way, I am better and better. Let's say that together. Every day, in every way, I am better and better. Okay, you only have 19 more to do tonight. It's true. It's true. The power of life itself, love, is who you are. It's what you are. And that thing that created you adores you and knows exactly what it is that you need for your highest and best good. There are no exceptions. There's no place that the universe says, oh, it doesn't work here. It works every place. For the force is you, in you, and it's a force of love. And it's a force for good. for your good and for the good of all. Stop putting your attention on what isn't working in your life or in the world and put it on what is working. And what you'll see is that there's more of that goodness. There's more of that greatness. There's more of that joy. You are enough, and we are enough. I was thinking of the many people who've transformed their lives. Some of you are sitting right there in front of me. Their lives have changed completely because you knew this principle, because you were willing to pray, because you were willing to get quiet and let your life unfold and transform. And some of you are sitting there this morning thinking, well, it isn't working for me. And I beg to differ. It's all working for all of us. And sometimes the germination just seems so damn long. It seems to take forever for it to come up so you can see it. But it will and does come up. That's its nature. Its nature is to express. And it is expressing through you. I can see it. I see the light that you are. And so it is. And so it is. It's a little bit longer journey to I get that there. It's so good that you. And so now we're going to pray. In this holy moment of right now, I know and declare that there is only one life. And that life is God's life. That life is whole, complete, and perfect. That life is my life right here, right now. I speak this word in the first person for each one of us. I do so because I know that that thing itself responds to the present moment as that which is speaking, the I am that I am. I am that. I am that love. I am that power. I am that peace. And it is evident. I speak this word for perfect health, vitality, energy, aliveness, transformation, eternally youthful and spiritually mature. I speak this word for every cell, every tissue, every function, every fiber to be revitalized and rejuvenated by divine love that is moving through the entire body and every level of that body. Whether it's physical, mental, emotional, relational, the presence of God is moving through it, washing it clean of any false ideas, moving it into the glory that it is, the purity that it is, the beauty that it is. And I speak this word for prosperity, that there is abundance and prosperity for all, that truly sufficiency is my nature, and there is more than enough of every good thing. And there is a dissolving of any belief in lack or limitation or insufficiency. It's just being let go. And meanwhile, I know that there is love, love, love. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. It is the nature of the divine, and it's good and very good. It is wholesome and complete, and it is joy itself. I know that this one that I am is infinite creativity, for it is connected with the eternal I am that is the source of all. And so what I know, it has, regardless of age, of background, of any other things, there's no one too young or too old, no one too poor or too rich, no one that is the wrong color skin or the wrong shape or size. Everyone, each and every one, is blessed and is a blessing because the force is for us, in us, as us. It is us. I'm so grateful for knowing what I know. I'm grateful for the power of love that fills me with its joy. And so grateful for this opportunity right here, right now. And then I simply, having accepted this deeply, know it's already done. My word is power. And so with great gratitude and humility, I simply give it to God. I place it in the law of God. It's done. And please help me anchor it by saying with me, and so it is. And so, now Allendale and Wooldridges.
Who are not here at the show, this is a little taste of what you missed. And for those of you that were, here's a little reprise of Friday night.
I heard there was a sacred chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this, the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
You say I took the name in vain, though I don't even know the name. But if I did, well, really, what's it to you?
There's a blaze of light in every word. It doesn't matter what you heard. The holy or the broken, hallelujah.
I did my best, it wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I told the truth, I didn't come to fool you.
And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord of song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah.
Thank you for doing that. Again, that was just wonderful. Sometimes I'm very proud to be a Canadian. That's the Leonard Cohen song. But I've got good news. The 11th of July is my interview for citizenship. And I've got other good news that I asked a couple of people who are very active here in the center, and one of them has been for a long time, but I'm going to ask the other one to please come forward and share with us why he makes a pledge. Wayne Davis, would you please come forward? Representing Wayne and Debbie Davis. Thank you very much for doing this.
Can you hear me?
Not yet.
It looks on?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm the Wayne.
Yes, you are.
And you're lucky that I prepared notes, drift away for hours. She asked me to tell you why we pledge. And immediately I didn't really know why. I mean, we do, and we have been for years. And so it made me go back and think about it. And as Debbie and I talked about it, we realized that there's actually two different reasons, her reasons and mine. And I'll talk about hers first. She's been a member for 7, maybe 8 years. And she feels that this is her spiritual place, her special center. She loves coming here because of the spirituality. She loves the community here, the services, and especially the very uplifting and beautiful music. We all do. She always feels, when she leaves, far more spiritually centered than when she arrived. She truly loves, and for that reason, she truly loves the giving that we do, at the center, and she gives it with love. She feels blessed that she's come to a place like this, and she has a place to come like this. I started attending here about 3 years ago. Debbie asked me to come one day, because I hadn't come. I hadn't been to church for years. But I came for her, and at first I continued to come for her. But then I found a place of warmth and cheerfulness and happiness and blessings. The service here is very uplifting. And I find it very positive and has a very positive impact on me. The weekly music, again, is awesome. But the people, it's you, all of you, that bring me back. I give because I want a sense of belonging. Okay? I give to preserve this experience. Because I feel if I don't give, it could evaporate away. And I would feel strange not giving. It would be like window shopping versus buying. I feel especially blessed to be part of this wonderful place. I feel blessed that Dr. Heather asked me to speak. Thank you and bless you.
Thank you. We're so grateful for both of you, and thank you for sharing Debbie's thoughts as well as your own. It actually was such a great experience for us to start seeing Wayne coming back, and thank you for talking about that. So now it's time for us to share our gifts, our tithes, our offerings. And by the way, if you haven't made a pledge, you could still make one today. That's fine. Anyway, if the stewards would please come forward, and we will. Okay, so how this goes is we read our prosperity affirmation together, and then we have a few seconds of silence for us to just feel grateful. Grateful for all that we've been given, for all of our gifts, for the force within us. And then we're going to sing Blessed Always, and that's going to then morph into something else after Blessed Always. Okay, so let's read together. My offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply, and symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply.
Blessed always, blessed when a star is born, they possess a gift or two. One of them is this: they have the power to make a wish come true. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. If your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do, fate is kind. She brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of their secret longing. Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dream comes true. Fate is kind. She brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of their secret longing. Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dream comes
Got us crying again. Another spiritual practice is volunteerism, and so I'd like to acknowledge the volunteers. That means you're going to stand again, choir. So please stand if you have been volunteered this week or volunteering today. We are so very grateful for all that you do, all that you bring, your talent and your time. And then if the practitioners remain standing, practitioners are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer. If you want your life transformed, make an appointment to see one of these people. You will be so happy you did. The people who are in service today, you will find two of them at the affirmative prayer tables back here, and the third one, one of the third ones in the meditation tranquility room, and the fourth one out on the table talking to you about anything that's happening here. And they are Rick Dale, Reverend Judy Chapman, Aidan Greeny, and Fred Mercado. Let's acknowledge If you're visiting us for the very first time, we have a gift for you, and all you need to do is pop up and say, I'm here for the first time, or just pop up or raise your hand if don't want to pop. Okay, so here, we're so happy that you joined us today, and we have, in addition to the gift there and some information about our center, we're going to affirm you. So please repeat after me, congregation. Welcome to our center. Welcome to our center. We know that you are a spiritual being. We know that you are a spiritual being. You're making a difference. You're making a difference. No matter where you are. No matter where you are. We're so grateful that you blessed us today with your presence. We're so grateful that you blessed us today with your presence. Welcome home. Welcome home. And let's acknowledge there's a card in your gift bag that, and if you fill that out and take it to the bookstore, you'll receive another gift. It's a book. Okay. Do we have announcements? We have announcements. Okay.
Welcome back to Double Jeopardy. In this round, all dollar values are doubled, and there are 2 daily doubles available. The categories for this round are alliterative gatherings, Greco-Roman wrestling, extinct marsupials, New Age philosophers other than Deepak Chopra, medieval saints, and free lunches. At the end of the first round, our returning champion Kimberly is in the lead with 4,300, Karen is in second place with 3,400, and Rick is trailing with negative 400. Kimberly has the lead and makes the first selection. Good luck.
I'll take alliterative gatherings for 200, Alex.
This CSLCV small group discusses the topic of the day after each Sunday service from 12 to 12:30. Karen.
What is conscious connections?
That is correct. Please select.
Okay. I'll take New Age philosophers other than Deepak Chopra for $200.
There is still time to sign up on the kiosk for this religious leaders class called The Nature of Effective Prayer in San Clemente on Tuesdays from 6:30 to 9. Rick.
Who is Pliny the Elder?
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Kimberly.
Who is Dr. Heather Dawn Clark?
Yes, that is correct. Please select.
New Age philosophers other than Deepak Chopra for 400.
This religious science practitioner is leading an 8-week accredited class on visioning beginning next Sunday, June 17th from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. Karen.
Who is Aiden Green?
Yes, that is correct.
I knew that one. My buzzer isn't working right.
Ricky, you are at negative 600, and you will need to get $160 in the positive to take Aiden's class for credit.
Guess I'll have to take it on a love offering basis.
Karen, you had the last correct question. Please select.
I'll take free lunches for $200, please.
Oh, and it's the daily double. For this daily double, you will need to come up with both halves of a 2-part question. How much of your 3,800 would you like to wager?
I'll go with 1,000, please.
Okay. A light lunch and childcare are provided for this group meeting on Wednesday, June 13th at 11:30, led by this Reverend.
That's a tough one. What is Reverend Patty's monthly parent forum?
That is correct, and takes your total to 4,800. Karen, please select.
I'll take alliterative gatherings for 400, please.
This gathering features Patrick Freeman, RSCP, speaking on the topic, Don't Be Boring, Create Your Life as an Adventure. Rick.
What is happy hour? What is happy hour?
No, that is incorrect. Kimberly.
What is Wednesday's wisdom?
Yes, that is correct, and puts you back in the lead. Please select the next clue.
Oh, I like that. New Age philosophers other than Deepak Chopra for 600.
This Dean of CSL School for Spiritual Leadership will be here on Sunday, June 24th, to talk about the various continuing education paths that are available to our members. Rick.
Dr. Kathy Hearn.
That is correct, but unfortunately you did not phrase it in the form of a question, so we cannot give you credit for that. You probably want to read more about that in the insert to your program anyway. Kimberly, you had the last correct answer. Please select.
New Age philosophers other than Deepak Chopra for 800.
This philosopher is organizing friendship circles for everyone in the center to be meeting at various members' houses. Rick.
It's who is Reverend Carla?
That is correct. And that's the end of this round. We'll be right back with Final Jeopardy right after this little light of mine.